You can record.
Morning, Lou.
It's the 5th of June, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
We're in paragraph number 5 that the Merkavas Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda Alkachir, in his parish in Avos, points out to us that when the Mishnah said that Machlokas Shem Shemayim Zeh Machlokas Shamayim Hillel, the question arises, well, if you look in the Gemara, you only find three instances where they actually had a machlokas, right? So that, and instead, in contrast, excuse me, in contrast, you have the machlokas, which is well known between the Talmidim of Beis Hillel and the Talmidim of Beis Shammai. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Continue, man. So that's something. The other Meforshim point this out as well. We're not gonna answer the question right yet. Well, as Hashem, we'll get around to that. That's one question left unanswered at this point.
Very good. Okay, so number 6.
This is
Okay.
This is their Chaim. This is their Chaim. The commentary of the Maran Prague on this Mishnah in Avos.
Okay. Kol machlochet shehi l'shem shemayim v'chulei. Okay, so all these differences, I guess, are l'shem shemayim. Okay. Yesh. Oh, is that me? No. Okay. Yesh lishol ma inyan ma'amar le'amrim shelifanav.
There is to ask the question, what's the connection between the Mishnah we just finished learning and this Mishnah? The previous Mishnah, as you remember, was a Kol Avash Toli B'Davar Batala Davar Batalavar, Kol Avashim Toli B'Davar in a Batala Olam. So classically, the Maharal, in his explanation of the Mishnayos in Pirkei Avos especially, goes to trouble to understand why and give explanations why one Mishnah is adjacent, connected, followed, or ahead of another Mishnah. That's his question here.
Okay. Ve'od shamar eze machlochet shehi is that l'shem shemayim?
Yes.
L'shem shemayim ma shayich she'ela bazeh eze machlochet hi l'shem shemayim.
The second question is, how do we want to understand in general, what does it mean a machlokas shem shemayim? Meaning, the question is, ma shayla biza eza machlokas hi l'shem shemayim. What is it? What is a machlokas l'shem shemayim?
Okay. Kol machlochet sheyachloch b'kavanato l'shem shemayim hi hamachlochet shehi l'shem shemayim.
Every machlokas which is which sheyachlok v'kavanas l'shem shemayim he machlokas he l'shem shemayim. Any dispute where there's a divergence and the intention is that it should be l'shem shemayim, this is a machlokas which is l'shem shemayim.
Ah,
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. I'm sorry I had a bit of trouble, as you might have seen. Where are we, please?
Good morning, Ray. We're on paragraph number 6. They're on your
Okay,
screen, or there you are.
yeah, thank you. Good morning, everybody else.
morning, Roy.
Good morning.
Hey, Roy.
Morning.
Okay. It's the last line of that paragraph, Roy.
Thanks.
V'chi lo haya machlochet Rabbi Meir v'Rabbi Yehuda u'sha'ar tanim l'shem shemayim chas v'chalila. There was never a machloket between Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yehuda.
Well, let's try to understand his question. The Gemara says, "Eza machlokas l'shem shemayim, ze machlokas hilo v'shamay." Okay, so the moral is asking, what's it possible to say this question? How can you say this question? Eza machlokas l'shem shemayim. Anytime there's going to be a dispute and they're interested in arriving at the truth, that's a machlokas l'shem shemayim. Right? And if you're saying the machlokas l'shem shemayim is a machlokas Shammai v'Hillel, so what does that leave you thinking about all the rest of the machlokasim we have throughout the whole Gemara? For example, machlokas Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yehuda and the Shar Tanoim. Are you going to suggest those disputes are not l'shem shemayim? Has v'chalila? How do you understand the question, man? Let me hear how you understand
Put
it.
in, for example, Hillel and what's his name?
Shammai.
Shammai. Hillel and Shammai. For example, Hillel and Shammai.
Right. You should have said, for example, right? To say that this is that Shammai and Hillel is a machlokas l'shemayim, that seems to cast doubt on the rest of the disputes that took place throughout the Gemara.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's a matter of whether you say, for example, or whether you say only. If you
Well,
say
it didn't say either. It didn't say either. The question is, how do you learn the Mishnah?
right, so if you say only, then what you said is true. You say only, then it casts doubt. But if you say, for example, it doesn't cast doubt on anything else.
Right, but since it didn't, it is casting doubt.
Well, I think you have to assume that it's for example, because it says Hillel Shammai is Shem Shemayim, and Korach in his assembly is not Shem Shemayim.
Right.
So pretty obviously it's giving you an example of each. If the implication was only, then why would it say anything about Korach? It wouldn't need to. Obviously, Korach is not Shem Shemayim because everything is not Shem Shemayim except Hillel and Shammai.
We're going to have to see, as he's going to explain, the different levels of what the Shem Shemayim is. What are the levels of the Shem Shemayim? That and we have to still understand even if you say it's just picked out as an example, we have to understand why this was why was this the paradigm that was picked? Shammai and Hillel, why was that the paradigm rather than any other Amorim with Tanoim Amorim? Let's continue.
Okay, we're up to 7.
7. Right, 7.
Okay, good. Halo hadavarim nirim sotrim she'amar eze machlochet shehi l'shem shemayim zo machlochet Hillel v'Shammai.
What is Norim?
They appear. Nirim, they appear.
It appears?
Yeah.
Okay. Shammai.
And what about the next word? Sotrim.
Okay. So Va'od halo adavarim nirim sosrim. Sosrim, like from word stira, from contradictory. The statements seem to be contradictory.
Oh, okay. That it's l'shem shemayim.
Okay, well he'll explain how the
Shehi l'shem shemayim. Okay.
arises.
Okay. Shezo machlochet Hillel v'Shammai. Okay. Ve'im kach kol she'ar machlochet hi shelo l'shem shemayim.
So Vim Kane, I mean,
Oh, it's asking my question.
go ahead, explain. Go ahead, explain it, Lou.
Well, it's saying the contradiction is that it says Hillel and Shammai are Shem Shemayim. Does that mean, therefore, that everything else is not Shem Shemayim? That's the contradiction. Because then it says, if so, why does it mention Korach?
Right.
That's what I just said.
Right, very good, right? If you say, here's a makulka sheshem shemayim, and you give me the maklokas, which is l'shem shemayim, if you're learning if it's not meaning to me, for example, but if you mean that this is the one and only case, the paradigm, the one and only case, then everything else is shalosh l'shem shemayim. So we understand from that all other maklokas.
I think the rabbi's frozen, sort of.
Yeah, I think we're losing him. Meir, I have the book, the Chavetz Chaim book.
Oh, okay.
So it would be convenient for me if I brought it over to you at about 3:30. Is that a good time?
Excuse me.
Abriut.
Thank you.
Okay, Lou, I'm on Paran at the caravan at 3:15 mincha.
Okay, what time does that end?
Well, it's over about 3:25, 3:30, and then I walk home.
Okay, so that would be good timing. I have to go to pick up Alan at 5:04.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on
Okay.
Paran at that time. So I could drive up to the caravan shul and hand you the book.
And
Okay.
and then drive him home.
No.
Actually, I could drive you home because I have time.
Well, I might have to do some shopping, so you don't have to worry about.
Oh, well, you can
driving.
carry the shopping as well, Lou. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll come in with you and we'll shop together. Just kidding.
Excuse me, Lou. I've that plumber you sent us. What did he do for you? Did he change taps or something?
I'm sorry, what's your question?
That plumber that you gave us, right? Yoni Rosenberg. Did he change taps and that, or does he do something else?
Yoni Rosenberg? Who I don't remember this.
Yeah, you had a plumber. You gave us his name. I asked for it.
Oh, you want to know what he did for me?
Yes.
So we had a flood in the downstairs apartment.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about
The
that.
downstairs apartment is below the level of the sewer. So we have a pump that pumps the water up out of there. And they have to have a little well that the sewage water goes into for the downstairs floor. And in that well is the pump. And it wasn't working right. So he had to open up the well and pull the pump up and figure out why it wasn't working right and fix it.
Right. Okay. He doesn't do smaller things like change taps.
I think he does. Yeah, I think so.
All right, because we've got a few little things. We've got we've got a disconnected pipe, so the water doesn't when it goes down the pipe, it goes onto the floor rather than down into the drain.
Right.
And we've got a few taps that need doing.
Yeah, I would ask him if he.
Okay, right.
Mayor, will you have your phone with you when you're on Paran?
Oh yeah.
All right, good. So I'll just pull up there and I'll call you.
Okay, so how I forgot how much they were, the book?
The books are 230 shekels and 40 agarot.
30 shekel and
230 shekels.
230. Okay. And 40 agarot. Okay.
All right, great. That'll get you the book. Won't get it to
Yeah,
you.
no, that would be
morning,
fantastic.
but,
I appreciate that.
I probably have to get it too, because I don't have the same thing. I don't know. I don't want to get it because I don't want to duplicate. But we'll see how it works. See how it works first.
All right. Well, if you want me to order one for you, let me know.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I'll go and get it myself. I'll go to Manny's or somewhere.
Yeah, you can probably pick it up anywhere, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, something happened here. But, okay, let's try.
No problem, Rabbi.
Okay, but you should know something. This kind of thing doesn't happen with smoke signals.
Yeah, but the smoke gets in your eyes.
Yeah, everything's got its ups and downs.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and then you've got to start singing about it.
You know that song, huh? The smoke gets in your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm bringing up the document again. It's taking a little bit of time, a few more
Thank you.
minutes. You can, if you want, you can just review that paragraph while everything's getting warmed up over here again.
Oh, what
That was, I think, the fifth
seven.
paragraph. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
The od halod varim nirim sotrin she'amar eze machlochet shehi l'shem shemayim zo machlochet elo v'shamai. Okay, so, and still there doesn't appear, let's see, near Im Sotrin, a contradiction that this says a machlochet, difference of opinion, I guess, between that is l'shem shemayim, that this machlochet of Hillel and Shammai. Okay, ve'im kach kol she'ar machlochet ish shelo l'shem shemayim. And if so, all the others machlochet are not for the sake of heaven. Well,
Oh,
I think we lost the rabbi again.
Hey. That's not good.
No, but if I keep repeating this, I might learn it.
Well, go for it.
all right. So how does that translate?
Okay, so further, let's see. Aloha dvarim nirim sotrin. So these words, I guess, these things do not appear contradictory. Shemar
Hello means, is it not that they do?
is it not? Okay. So is it
Furthermore,
not?
is it not that these things appear contradictory?
Okay. Shemar eze machlochet he l'shem shemayim zo machlochet hillel v'shamai. Okay. That he said these contradictions, okay, shehim l'shem, that are the sake of heaven, this machloket of Hillel and Shammai. Okay. Ve'im kain, kol she'ar machlochet he shelo l'shem shemayim. And if so, all other these difference of opinions are not for the sake of heaven. Okay. The im kain, now we'll go on. Im kain lama amar acharav miyad eze machlochet shelo l'shem shemayim zo machloket korach ve'adato. Okay, and if so, why did he say after immediately after this, eze machloket, which machlochet?
Not which. This is.
This. Eze, this is machlochet that isn't l'shem shemayim. This machlochet of Korach and his congregation. Okay.
So in other words, if we're going to say that we stick the word only instead of the word, for example, so we say a machlochis that is l'shem shemayim is only Hillel v'Shammai. If we say that, if we stick the word only in there, then we've got a contradiction, because in Cain, if so, then why does it say in Machlokes that's not l'shem shemayim is Korach? It would be obvious that Korach is not l'shem shemayim, because everything is not l'shem shemayim, because we said only. You got it?
Yeah.
Well, it could be that if it says Korah, all right, it could mean that it is known that it's for that it's Shammai and Hillel. It's known that it's for the sake of heaven, and it's known that Korach is not for the sake of heaven, and the other ones we don't know. We have to work that out whether they are or not. But that doesn't sound very good.
Right. Why don't you read some more, Mayor?
Okay. I mean, the result of that machlochet with Korach, you know, is the proof that the earth swallowed him up. So
Right.
maybe it's not. Well,
Absolutely.
okay. Okay, going on. The Adua, Korach adatosha, Hayu Cholkim al Hashem Yitbarach. What's that? And it's known that Korach and his community, congregation, whatever, was Cholkim.
Disagreeing.
Oh, disagree with with Hashem. Okay.
Right. It's
Well,
known that Korach was disagreeing with Hashem.
With Hashem.
Were other disagreements between other people, other Rabbonim and that, met with such devastating results?
Well, we have the case of the machlokas about the oven, where the rabbi who disagreed. You remember the story where he says that the river will go backwards, the walls will collapse. You know what I'm talking about?
Sort of. Go on.
So the rabbi, there was one rabbi disagreed with everybody else, and Abbas Kol supported him and said he's right. And nevertheless, the rabbis said, yeah, but Lo b'shamayim he, the Torah is not in heaven, and we are the majority, and we are in charge here, and we say what we say, and we're right. And as a result of that, they excommunicated the rabbi. And he was suffering so much that he davened, and the Gadol Hador died. And also there was a terrible famine, and a huge percentage of the crops were lost. So that's a pretty catastrophic.
Right.
And yet I would say that was the Shem Shemayim, that machlokas. So I'm curious to see if the rabbi agrees with me, if he ever comes back.
All right.
That's a good question, really, Roy.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because one of the criteria it says earlier in this page is that if it's the Shem Shemayim, then it will endure. And if it's not, it won't. And then the proof, if it's Korach, is that Korach's machlokas didn't endure because they were destroyed. And yet in the story of the oven, it seems also it didn't endure because the Gadol Hador died, and the rabbi was excommunicated.
Okay. Let's see. Mashma, aval she'ar machlochet, she'ein chokin, al Shem Yiparach, be'atzmo.
Al Hashem.
Oh, al Hashem Yiparach. Okay. Be'atzmo, sofo lehit kayem, be'im kain, kashya, resha, l'sefa. Okay, so what we learn, mashma, but the rest of the machlochet are not but disagreeing,
Arguing. They're not arguing.
They're not arguing about Hashem. Yiparak may be blessed. Let's see, Ba'atzmo. So
Okay.
Hashem himself.
Oh, Hashem himself. Oh, okay. So at the end, Lead Kayem, it's established. The Imkain, and therefore, what the first question is the last?
No, it's a kasha. It's a question between the first part and the second part.
Oh, okay.
Between the first part is where it talks about Hillel and Shammai, and the second part is where it talks about Korach.
Oh, okay.
Rabbi?
Yeah, I made Lou, I made you the host in case this happens again, so you don't lose the whole meeting. Anyway, so
We have
okay.
a question that came up while you were fiddling with your computer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Roy asked about other machlokas that there were other machlokas that were catastrophic, like Korach, and I brought up the example of the machlokas about the oven, where there's one rabbi against the group, and he says the halakha is like me, and if so, let the river run backward, let the tree walk around, and so on and so forth. And
Right.
in the end of that, he gets excommunicated, and the Gadol Ador dies. So
Right.
I said this I think is an example of a machlokas that was l'shem shemayim, and yet it doesn't seem that it endured.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you have to understand that what the machlok was there, what happened, and why it happened. Yeah, in light of what we're saying now, it should be, you have to come to some kind of an explanation of what kind of a machlokus that was. Whether it was l'shem shemayim, but I assume it was l'shem shemayim. If that's the case, why did such disastrous results come from it? So that's a question that has to be dealt with. Yeah, I hear the question. I don't know enough about the more there to go into details on exactly how you analyze their dispute. But yeah, it's something has to fit into the puzzle of
maybe the rabbi who was on his own against the village was sort of a bit proud or something, or sort of didn't have good midas about, was sort of, oh, I'm against everybody else, I'm right. Maybe he had that sort of type of attitude, you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say? Maybe he was,
yeah,
sort of pleased that he was fighting everybody. Maybe. Oh, he's frozen again. No, he could. Can you hear us, Rabbi?
Oh boy, we lost him again.
Huh.
Oy, 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 oy.
Hmm.
All right, so
Uh,
maybe we should try and understand what you just read, Mayor.
That's a good question. Okay.
Mashma. So we learn
Okay.
aval sha'ar, but the other machlokas, the other disagreements, she'ein cholkin al Hashem Yisbarach, that they're not arguing against Hashem. Ba'atzmo sofo, in the end, lehis kayim, it is established. If so, it's a kasha. I don't know. I don't get this, what this means when it says sofo, in the end, it's established.
So let's see. In the end, it's established. What's the imkain, and therefore?
It's a kasha on the resha and the seifa.
In the Sefer.
I'm assuming that means they're contradictory. There's something wrong with understanding them, but I don't get what it is.
Uh-huh. Let's see.
If you have machlokas and they're not arguing against Hashem, then presumably it's the Shem Shemayim.
Okay.
So therefore,
uh,
they should be established.
Just a minute, I'm not following. You're saying that if you have an argument between, say, two Rabbonim, and it's not for the sake of Shemaim, it's just them arguing it out between them for their own benefit, then what? Then it doesn't endure.
Then it doesn't endure.
Right.
But this is saying the opposite. This is saying you have a machlokas where they're not arguing against Hashem, and it does endure.
Mm-hmm. And we're trying to reconcile that.
Yeah. Anyway, our time is up.
Oh, that lets us off the hook.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what's going on with the rabbi. We gotta get the next class going.
Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you do. All right then. All right, thank you for that. And thank the rabbi. I'll see him at Hashem hopefully tomorrow. Otherwise,
Right,
I
Roy.
suppose you might have to be the host and would, if not, I'll assume that.
Oh, if you're leaving, yeah, why don't you make me the host, please?
Oh, just a minute. Me? What have I done? Am I the host?
Didn't he say he made you the host?
I heard something, but I didn't do anything.
Oh no, I'm the host. Everything's fine.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Right. Well, tomorrow I'll assume that you're the host if I can't get through him.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hmm.
But if
Okay then.
I'm gonna be the host tomorrow, I'll send an email out anyway, telling
All
you.
right.
Oh, okay, great.